Hey, welcome to the Influencer Sessions. I am your host, Mr. Jesse Cole. We have a great show lined up for you today. Today we're talking with Mrs. Misty Smith, who is the founder and CEO of AB Haircare Solutions, which is a $1 million hair care solutions company. Man, I'm so excited to be connected with someone of her caliber. We're talking about defining your own success. So easy. It's so easy to look at what somebody else is doing, look over at somebody else's yard and look at their grass and want to be like them. But she talks about defining your own success, knowing what makes you happy, knowing what makes you fulfillment, and making sure that you understand who God has called you to be. That is what brings true significance. We're talking about that today. Misty Smith here on the Influencer Sessions. Welcome to the Influencer Sessions. I'm your leadership coach, Jesse Cole. I'm sitting here with Misty Smith. How are you, Misty?
Good. How are you?
I'm still winning. Misty, she is the creator, the founder, the CEO of
Authentically Branded Hair Care Solutions.
There you go. Tell us more about that.
Well, I'm the founder and CEO of Authentically Branded Hair Care Solutions. My background is within the hair industry.
Okay.
I've actually retired from performing hair care services. It'll be going on 5 years now.
Okay.
So now I had a gift with hair, and I've always wanted my own product line to really cater to those with curly hair.
Okay.
You know, myself, my hair texture was one of those things where I would use concoctions to mix this and mix that to come up with what I needed for my hair.
Right.
So I figured I'm not the only one with this problem, so why not create something that could work for everyone?
Good stuff. So today we're talking about defining your own success. Okay. And it's evident that you've been doing that with your own hair care line and your own businesses and things like that. So when you hear the phrase define your success, what comes to mind?
Good question. When I hear define success, I would say reaching to what was God-given to us and discover that. Right. Success to me is not what we think as a society placed value on things. Success to me is beyond all of that. Success is when you walk into what you're called to do. It doesn't matter any amount of monetary amount or gift or anything of that nature. It's about discovering that, and then once you discover that, then give back.
Good stuff. So how can someone define their success when they're working at a job they don't like, or they may have aspirations to start their own business, but they have to go to this job every day? What can they do to make sure that they stay focused on their goals?
Gosh, let me relate that to my life. I think I know that I'm a product of where I've come from. At an early age, my mother, when it came to working the job, she always put in us, serve as you serve unto the Lord. And there are some things within the workplace that we don't like. However, if we just submit to that, it builds character. Right. It builds integrity. It builds who you are. Right. And sometimes we look at a job as something that's temporary, but really that job is that place of foundation that builds you to who you are and who you are going to become.
To learn those principles.
Exactly. And when you learn those principles, it's the making of who you are. Right. So you can still apply whatever you want to do in life, but just honor where you are in that position, and then other doors of opportunity begins to open for you.
That's good stuff. I heard someone say that in order to get on the stage, you have to walk up the steps first.
That's
right?
Very good.
And so it's like being able to be devoted to the process, commit yourself to the process. So talk about how you've committed yourself to the process of now owning this worldwide brand that you have.
Oh, thank you, Jesse. Early on, starting with doing hair in high school, I took what I did just very serious. I set boundaries for myself. There were things that I didn't lower my standard for opportunity. Right. So what I did was there were certain things I knew I wanted to do and certain places I knew I wanted to go. Right. So in order for me to get there or to do the things that I love to do, boundaries are so important. So even now, I still haven't arrived. We will never arrive. Right. However, when we stay on that path of what we know we're called to do, it makes walking and defining what we're called to do a much easier and lovable process.
Good stuff. Now, I'm pretty sure there's somebody watching right now who you may want to throw in the towel. You feel like you've been planting seeds forever, and you really haven't seen the results that you would like to see, right? What would you say to that person?
You know something? Kenny Lattimore said something so key. We were just in Pasadena, California for a dairy event, and he said something that was so pivotal. He said, you think you have a dream, but once it happened, there's other dreams you want to pursue. See, my dream was to always own my product line. Right. I have that now.
Right.
Now that I have this, like, okay, now what?
Right.
What I would say is you keep going. You persevere. There's certain things that we think we see the big picture, but once you get there, again, to my last point, we're never going to arrive.
Right.
It's not that it is a greed mentality. It's just we think we can achieve something, but then when you get there, you find out, man, there's so much more. It's so much more I could do, only because we're dedicated to the process and not throwing in that towel.
Wow. I was reading this article. Actually, it was a couple of days ago about Warren Buffett and talking about all the money he had and how he still lives in the same house that he lived in. So that he bought in '51, I believe, somewhere. He bought it for like $30,000. And they said something that I took away from the article. They said wealth is all about what you don't see.
Wow.
Wealth is all about what you don't see. And so many times we get so caught up in what other people have, or we get caught up in the material things that you like you talked about earlier. But wealth is about what you don't see. What do you have on the inside of you?
Yes.
Are you a wealth magnet and a wealth resource? What are you gaining and what are you giving away?
That's so good. Yep. That's so good.
So what are 3 things that our listeners, that our viewers can walk away with to, give them 3 principles they can use to define their own success?
I would say number 1, get connected and stay connected to your source.
Okay.
See, we can't even identify what we're called to do if we don't go to the one who created us.
Good stuff.
Okay? And so to do that, once you identify that process, then invest in yourself. See, we're only going to go to the limit of how much we invest in ourselves personally, be it financially, spiritually, whatever the case may be. We have to set, again, those boundaries. And one of those boundaries for me is constant investment in myself. Why
is that important, though? Why is it important to invest monetarily, put yourself in situations that may stretch you? Why is that important?
It's important because when we are given things that are free, we don't take it for seriously.
We don't value them.
We take it for granted. When we invest those dollars, see, this is why successful people are successful. They understand the value of investing in themselves. So some people may say, well, I don't want to pay that for that. I don't want to do this for that. But the reality is we will invest in going to the movies, out to eat, to an expensive restaurant. But we can't pay $19.99 for a nice book that gives us the principles to get us out of the situation that we're in.
And the key word that we're using here is investment, not payment. A payment is something that you give away, you never get back. But the object of an investment is like planting that seed, right? You plant that seed and eventually you're going to get a return off of that.
That's right.
Right? And so when you're investing in yourself, you may not get a return quickly, but the seeds that I planted 5 years ago, I'm just now reaping off of it.
Same here.
There you go, right?
Same thing.
So like you said something earlier, it's not about what you can get, it's just about making sure that you invest in the process.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that was 2. What's the third?
The third thing is, once you do that, you will then develop your authentic gift. See, Jesse, I'm really big on this authentic thing.
Okay. Why?
Because when you're authentic, it protects your life. It protects your zone, your lane that you're in. This is why my product line is not just named Authentically Branded. See, I knew early on I didn't want just a product to perform or be true to its brand. I wanted to deliver a message. And when we are authentic, we're not inferior to the next person let me speak to women. See, women have this stigma of we can't get along. I disagree with that. When we are authentic and I know what I'm called to do, it makes me more receptive to what my sister has, because if I have this, what do you have to offer? How are you created? How can we come together with these different gifts and unique gifts to help push society forward? So authenticity protects you of who you are, what you're called to do, who you're called to reach. And so authenticity to me, again, Jesse, is huge. It protects our life.
Good stuff. If you can sit on top of a mountain right now, right, and you can say give the world one leadership principle.
Okay.
And everybody in the world will hear you on top of this mountain.
Okay.
What leadership principle would you give? Something that you've learned over and over and over again in your life.
I would say be secure in yourself.
Wow.
When you are secure, the big word for me here is security. I'm not saying security as far as protecting your home, life insurance, none of that practical stuff. I'm saying security because when you're secure in who you are, nothing knocks you off your block.
Okay.
Nothing.
Wow.
When stuff happens in our life with work, our jobs, our children, whatever the case may be, when we're secure, we understand it's just something else we have to overcome. And so it prepares us for the next battle or something else that may occur. Security to me is a security blanket to protect everything that we do, our families, everything we put our hands to touch. Security to me brings life in all that we do.
So you're not talking about the security that most women feel like they need, because, you know, women, they need to feel secure in order for them to feel whole sometimes. I'm not just saying that as a man, but I have a wife as well and a mother, and I have sisters as well. So security is huge in their conversations. You're not talking about that security. You're talking about something that's on the inside of your soul.
That's right.
Wow.
When you're secure again, but the only way you can get this, Jesse, is creating or connecting to our Creator who created us.
He gives us that security.
He gives us that. So I've had this happen several times in meetings. Sometimes our human nature, we are, there could be things that we never accomplished or never did, and it keeps us. Fear stops us because of the uncertainty.
Yes.
Okay? So when we're uncertain, we don't know how to move forward.
Right.
But when you're secure, your mindset changes. Everything about you shifts because it says, you know what? I don't know how this is going to end up, but I'm secure enough in myself to know I have something to offer. So let me go into this meeting. Let me see what I can bring to the table.
The experience is greater than the uncertainty.
That's right.
Good
But
stuff.
you'll never know it until you take that step forward to do it.
There you go. Good stuff.
Yes.
Misty, where can we find more about you? Any websites, social media? Because I'm pretty sure that somebody's watching this. Some young girl, maybe you know, a mature woman is watching this, and she may be in a part of her life where she just may feel stuck. And she's watching this video, and you helped her fill in the gaps. And so she may want to connect with you on a deeper level.
Yes.
How can they connect with you?
Well, I'm humbled. I love connecting with individuals. Number one, I am on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Misty Angelique, all three, as well as my website, authenticallybranded.com. And then my husband and I, we have a nonprofit, and they can find both of us on teampursuit.org.
Good stuff. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Misty.
thank you for having me.
Ooh, Misty brought it, didn't she? Oh my gosh, man. Defining your own success is extremely important. And it all goes back to God's grand design for your life. That's what we were talking about. And she made that evident in our conversation. God's grand design for your life, and making sure that you understand that your steps are ordered and that you walk in those ordered steps. Missy, thank you very much for the information. Thank you very much for the scriptures, for just being such a woman of God. I'm pretty sure that not only are young women going to be empowered and impacted by this interview, but young men as well. Watch it again and watch it again over and over and over again. I know I am. Thank you for watching the Influencer Sessions. And remember that what you want to become depends on your willingness to become. Have a great day.